Megan Rapinoe is the gift that keeps on giving. Folks, this is Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist. And so as to lighten up your weekend, we have this great, fantastic news. Thanks to former soccer player Megan Rapinoe. The news is this. Basically, a few months ago, almost a year ago, there was an incident going on in the Spanish national team. Megan Rapinoe stands with the 15 Spanish women national team players. I'm the 16th. We should all listen. A selection of players have called for coach Jorge Vila to be sacked. And she was saying, you got a 16th standing with you and U.S. flag strong. This many players together like this is so powerful. We should all listen. Right, so listen to what? Well, the complaints, they're angry. It's a little bit suspicious that mostly the ones complaining were from Barcelona, which is like an anti-Spanish, woke, nest within Spain that pretty much hates Spain and is very far left and mostly political activists. And they were just angry at Coach Vila because he was a man and he was telling them what to do and he was not respecting enough the rest of the players instead of the ones that were in the squad and so on. So they didn't like him and they wanted to get rid of him. The U.S. Women national team inspired Spain. 15 players abandoned the women's national team. Reminiscent of Megan Rapinoe's leadership in U.S. women's equal pay lawsuit, majority of the Spanish squad has jumped ship in protest of their coach Jorge Vila. Again, wasn't so much about equal pay or not. That was not so much the factor. The thing was here mostly about him not being agreeable to their demands and pretty much want to throw a political shade on the Spanish national team, and they just wanted to get rid of the coach, right? So they all get together and start a mutiny in Spain. Squad as 15 footballers refuse to play in bid to oust head coach. Man United, yeah. So you had mostly from Barcelona and a couple from that were playing in British clubs. So Man United own a battle among female players who wrote to RFEF. That's the the institution in charge of the federation in Spain. Federation to do not cave and say this is a question of dignity. Okay, so the thing that they were not counting on was that this is not soccer, this is freaking football. And in Spain, even though they have just one World Cup, they understand how important it is. You don't screw around with football, you don't mess around with the national team. And what the federation replied to them was, you know what, this is not acceptable. The RFEF confirms that 15 Spain femenino players have said they don't wish to be selected, says it will not bow to the pressure, call this an unprecedented situation in the history of football, and say those players will only be allowed to return in future if they apologize. Bye-bye, get the hell out of here. If you don't want to play, just don't play. We can't do without 15 players that only want to make a woke political statement. Get the hell out of there, leave, and don't come back unless you're ready to apologize. Turns out that 3 of them were in fact willing to apologize. They had their little run, they had their little mutiny attempt as to tell the man how it's actually done, and they said, I'm sorry. Once they apologized, they were allowed back into the team and do as they were being told by the coach. Keep in mind, this kind of bullshit is not allowed in any kind of professional football male team that I know of. This is the kind of thing that gets you immediately, expelled, and you don't even attempt to come back. But, well, this is the women's team, so they had the little fit, and then they're allowed back as long as they apologize and they're willing to do as they're told by their coach, which is his freaking job. Well, it turns out that that's the kind of thing that ends up giving you good results because as of right now, they just won the World Cup. Spain wins Women's World Cup for the first time, deservedly beating England in Sydney, and that's the end of it. So the ones that stayed, the ones that didn't go the Megan Rapinoe way, well, Megan Rapinoe, she's no longer in the picture at all because she has retired. But those that stayed and played and won, they're now lifting a trophy. The ones that had to make a woke political statement about how empowered they are, they're back home watching it from TV. Folks, it's going to be all for now. See you in the next video. Take care.